Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Today we're going to be doing some more alpha clone testing in the Crimson Harvest. I've now decided to go with a Praxis. I've spent way too much time trying to find alpha clone fits for this event. Many hours I've been trying today, and it's just been always ending in failure or at least suboptimal fits. Before I used a Harbinger and it felt like it needed more tank. The thing is that tank was still not enough even when I put a multi-spectrum energized membrane on it because I did a bit of piloting errors. So I actually lost a Harbinger, unfortunately, 1 hour and 30 minutes ago. I also have tried Sleipnir, did not work either. Just the really bad thing about shield-based ships is just that they've got the low, or traditional shield-based ships, is that they've got the low EM resistance. It's going to be a big problem here, especially the Tetrimon base boss. He has like does a lot of EM damage, so it's really problematic for these guys. This Cyclone was not even able to get through the basic waves, let alone the boss wave. The Harbinger that I lost was very close to killing the boss. It was like, I think, 30% structure left on the boss, but it didn't make it, unfortunately. This is the kill mail right here. You can see it had a multi-spectrum now, but still wasn't enough. So I'm going to go with the Praxis. The Praxis is very good because it's got very low skill requirements, but it also is pretty cheap for being a battleship. So if we go here and look on the market, you can see it's 183 million. I think the price did go up quite a bit with this new event because you can see here it previously went for lower prices. A bit unfortunate that people are taking advantage of this, so that people who want to use the Praxis, they can't really use it, or it's not as accessible, but that's just the name of the game. That's the way it works with market. Increased demand, increased prices. But I've got this basic skin right here that I have from a while back. I'm not a big fan of the Praxis in terms of its looks, but again, it performs very well for the amount of ISK it costs and also the amount of SP is required. We're going to be going with primarily a missile-based Praxis right here with the Rapid Heavies. Reason we're going with the Rapid Heavies is because they apply good and also require less skills than, for example, torpedoes, but also the Rapid Heavies have good range as well. We've got just a basic target paint for application. The application doesn't seem to be too bad, or like difficulty for applying good doesn't seem to be too hard in these sites. So that's why the only thing we've got really is a target painter, but we can always switch to Caldari Navy if we need more application. If you've got like pretty low skills on your alpha clone, probably what you can do is replace these rapid heavies with Arbalest compact ones, the ones that don't have Tech 2. I'm pretty sure that'll go just fine. But the main thing here will be the tank test. We've not got pretty expensive tank either. Just Tech 2 large armor repairs and this Dark Blood EM armor hardener, which is pretty cheap. You can see here the price is only 3 million for this. We've got cap recharges, and this is another module that's quote-unquote expensive. It costs 26 million right here. I've got this MWD to get in close so that we can try to outcompete people. I made this fit to try to be able to outcompete people. You don't even need this prop mod really if you're there just to do the size, because you anyway have to travel very little. If you just the distance you need to travel is quite low, and then you have to destroy NPCs while you're traveling, so you could get by without even having a prop mod, to be honest. I just have this so that I'm able to do cheeky competitions if I want to do that. The drones here, a bit of a complementary DPS, is not the main damage source, as you can see here. The Praxis has a good bonus to its missiles, so it's quite easy to get high damage from these missiles compared to drones. And also, another reason is because in this site, we have problems with the drone aggro. Drone aggro is crazy in these sites, so that's why I prefer not to rely on the drones in these sites, and that is also why we're going with a large armor repair, just in case. The drones are mainly going to be the extra DPS needed in the end for the boss to outcompete people. This is mainly focusing on outcompeting people. Praxis, they often, or at least many times, I see people using shield-based practices, but I decided to go with armor repairs because there's not any particular tank mode that is buffed for the Praxis. I just thought it would be cool to try an armor-based fit, and the main reason was because of this reactive armor hardener. It's very useful because in these sites it seems like you have slightly varying damage profiles. Mainly it's EM, it seems like, but sometimes you can have a bit more kinetic in the Tetrimon guys, at least, and then sometimes you can have a bit more thermal. It varies a little bit, so that's why I like the reactive armor hardener, because it can sort of adapt over time and also frees up a ton of these mid slots which you can use for capacitor recharges. Then again, we could just may as well use flux cores here as well. But I think it's pretty cool using armor on this Praxis right here, because we get to utilize this reactive armor hardener. And another reason is also that we get to use this Dark Blood EM armor hardener. The faction EM shield modules are usually more expensive than the faction armor ones, because the thing is that shields usually have low EM resist. then it's usually going to be high demand on the EM-based tank hardeners. So that's another reason why I like to be able to use this Dark Blood when there's only a couple or 3 million, something like that. So we're going to search for some sites, see if we can find anything. Tetrimon base in Perimeter. I'm not going to go to Perimeter because Perimeter is not a nice place to go to when it comes to... Oh, actually, no, never mind. We should, because we're here to compete. Because the thing is, Perimeter is a very populated system. Going to have a lot of people there. But who knows? We might be able to outcompete people, actually. You can see with our DPS, we have got, if we overheat, 1.2k DPS, so pretty spicy DPS going on right here. We are not cap stable, but we're just about for 9 minutes, and I think we're going to tank just fine without having a cap stability right here. But if we wanted to be cap stable, what we could do is just replace these rigs for a bit more expensive rigs. We could put capacitor control circuit, large capacitor control circuit level 2 or tech 2, and now we're cap stable when we turn off the MWD. Another reason or way to get cap stable is do a cap recharger and then replace these with Imperial Navy. Gives a bit more cap as well, but they are more expensive, as you can see here, so just keep that in mind. But I think for this price here, I think it'll be alright. But again, it has to be demonstrated. We need to check this out if it actually is the case. I think the most difficult site will be the Tetrimon guys for this, because we've got this EM armor hardener, which will be good for the Blood Raiders. Tetrimon, I feel like they do a little bit more mixed damage types, so that's why it'll be a good or better tank test. But doing sites in Perimeter is not really a good tank test anyway, because of how many people we're going to find here. It'll be funny though if we find nobody here. There's like, oh, we're in Perimeter and there's no one here. Okay, if Praxis knows this, okay. Potentially we could outcompete these guys. I was thinking of putting drone damage amplifiers, but again, mainly relying on the missiles because they do more damage than the drones, and also I don't want to rely on the drones because they just get popped all the time. Okay, 1 AU. We've got this Praxis over here, so it's Praxis versus Praxis time. There's the active acceleration gate, and this is why it's good with having this MWD, where we can just speed in, speedy style, and try to grab the loot. So if we, let's see now, are we cap stable when we deactivate the armor repairs? Yep, we are. This remote armor repair I'm hardly ever going to use. It's just in case we want to repair our drones a little bit, we're able to do that. I just had that's the only use I could feel like it is for that high slot over there. I could also put, say, maybe a light beam laser, or focused beam laser, small focused beam laser like this. Could provide some extra DPS as well. It could be an alternative to be able to get a tiny bit extra edge on the competition. I know it could be, I don't think this wouldn't be a bad idea either. I just like the ability to repair my drones if I were to need to do that, because these drones are worth a bit of a penny, so it will be unfortunate to lose them unnecessarily. You could also put something like maybe a blast or something to get even more damage. Okay, so let's get down to business. If we remove the MWD, it will be even more really cap stable, so it will be a lot better in that regard. So we can just shoot the missiles here. We could make our way towards the acceleration gate right here. Let's see how good does our damage go here to this guy. Oof, do quite a bit of damage right there. Bomb destroyed. Pretty powerful right there. Move towards the acceleration gate over here. Bam, destroyed. Yeah, it's pretty simple with the missiles. The Cyclone, I tried using that ship before, and it's also based on missiles, but I had to use a lot of modules to get good range because the heavy assault missiles that I was using had very hard time getting a decent range. It's nice here with the rapid heavies where you get like decent range, 35 kilometers without any modules at all. Like 30 kilometers, if you've got that range on these sites, then you've got plenty of range. Everything seems to be within like 10 to 20 or 10 to 30 kilometers, something like that. So it's not really worth focusing on trying to hit anything outside of 30 kilometers. I'm not bothering even with my drones here because there's no real point unless we really are starved for time or like really wanted to just get this done quickly, because it's going to be so much hassle having to worry about the aggro. Got a bit of guidance disruption right here. It could be worth to go with the Caldari Navy just for some extra application, but I feel like it's just the application is anyway alright, and we've got all these cruisers over here which is probably applying fine with the target painter as well. I mean, probably it's not perfect application, but still. 230 damage. What is his resist profile? Because these guys are not typical to... The Tetrimon, I think they have the best resist profile is the explosive. The thing is their shields, though, they have very high explosive resist, so I I think maybe a intermediate damage type like thermal kinetic would be a better damage type to do. And EM is also not that bad because their shields have basically no EM resist. It's like that in the Abyss actually, where the Rogue Drone Overmind, the really big Rogue Drone battleship, he has a tendency to have always very good idea to have some EM based weapons because the shields go down very quickly on that ship. And then, oh, actually, we can't even use this, I think. The Rogue Drone Overmind has a very low EM resist, so you just get through that quickly. And same thing here, we get through their shields very quickly, but it's not the main like source of damage for these guys. So I mean, I guess it's not the best, but there are some upsides to also going with the EM based weaponry here. So it seems like application is very bad, so we'll try with the Caldari Navy, see how that turns out to be. We're getting like 500 shots. Now it's not hard. It's hard to judge because of how this guy's going to die now. We're not getting any tank tested though. The shields take a long time to get through because I mean we're in a battleship, big shields. Just do a bit of target painting over here. I'm guessing this guy is going also with a rapid heavy. Wouldn't surprise me. Could also put some heavy pulse lasers or something like that, but I just worry about applications. It's going to take forever to have to web them and all these kind of stuff. The small stuff is going to be a real pain. Let's see now, how does this go with the Caldari Navies? I don't know. I think it's just a bit better. It's not that much better. Can we use this now? There we go. Magnate over here. I wonder what Magnate is doing. Hope he doesn't want to gank, because that would be a bit annoying. I mean, I don't see any reason why you'd want to gank a Praxis. But Praxis could carry a very good shield booster. And there are sometimes people who use really powerful shield boosters on their Praxis. Here is going to be quite important to have the full clip of ammunition, or almost full clip of ammunition, because we do not want to have to do the reload on the rapid heavies when the boss comes. That's going to be a catastrophe right there. So I think we will reload when we've just gone towards the end of the second wave, something like that. Hopefully that'll be good. Chewing through this cruiser right here. Boom, gone. I've got some drones out here. Imperial Navy infiltrators going on out here. So this is the first wave I think down, because there's two waves. You destroy this wave, then the next one, and the boss comes after that. It seems to be the general trend here. It's funny, look, there's all these Praxis over here. Unfortunately, we're not able to test the tank, though. I would have liked to do that, so we're going to have to do that and find some more sites after this. Destroyed, come on now, boom. And destroy this one, boom. New wave coming in soon. Could also add a tractor beam here to pull Rex close to us. That could also be an alternative as well. Maybe reload here, because the boss is not going to come here. Just reload for this wave. And then we'll reload again towards the end of the wave. I think that'll be a good idea right there. Okay, they seem to be focusing a bit more on me now. We've got a lot of E-War going on. Get the reactive armor hardened to spool up now. This guy is locking me. People seem to be pretty aggressive here in these sites. I'm not surprised though. It's annoying when people take your stuff, obviously. But that's the name of the game in EVE Online. Okay, we're doing a lot less damage here. 150, 160. We're doing like 400 volleys against the... No, wait, never mind. This is a Crusader. He's going quicker than those Crucifiers that we were facing before. Probably we should shoot, because the Crucifier was like 400 something. Let's see now if we can... Towards the end of this wave, we'll start the reload cycle. Hopefully this alpha clone over here will be able to outcompete these other two Praxis. Hopefully. Keyword is hopefully. But I'm just a bit annoyed that the battlecruisers seem to be not so optimal here, because the battlecruisers really, they're a lot cheaper than the battleships, and it would be so nice. Just that it's hard for with these skills and to not go with a strong bling, although like really massive bling, to be able to complete these sites reliably. I feel like the battleships is really what you want to go with, but on the other hand, you know, more skills needed, more bigger wallet is needed. That's what's good about the Praxis. It sort of takes into consideration all those factors when you are out here going for these sites. Okay, it seems like no one's shooting because they're probably doing the exact same thing that we're doing. So we'll just shoot a little bit here. The Harbinger, I really felt it had potential, but nah, did not. Probably just some blinged reppers, could have some Asclepian implants and more skills. It would be then able to do it no problem, I can imagine. Yeah, it probably would have been good to have some explosive missiles here, just because when you're in the competition, you want to get through that armor as quick as possible. We'll obviously get through the shields quick, so that'll be good, and it'll also be good to have this ammunition type for the Blood Raiders, because that's their lowest resist. But for here, it's going to be best to have the explosive resist, because the Tetrimon, generally speaking, they have low explosive resist, it seems. Yep, low explosive resist. Now we've only got 12 of these missiles. That's a bit unfortunate. I do not feel like reloading right here, because if we reload right here, we might come just when the boss comes in. Is he going to come in soon? Where is he? I think he'll come in soon. Might want to reload. If I reload now, it's going to be the worst time. He just comes in now. They're going to start shooting soon. Where is the boss? He's not spawning in. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I was just about to reload as well. Look at that. That was really good that I decided not to do that. Okay, start shooting here. And we've like got half the clip here. That's really unfortunate. We're going to have to reload now in the middle of this whole thing. Can even lock up these drones with the remote armor repair. Have these do something to these guys here. There we go. Remote armor repair on this guy. Get a bit closer to this boss. Come on now. Come on. Are we able to outcompete these guys? Look at that. In just the end, we reloaded. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. I think that these guys have now got more potential. Oh, we actually won! Even though we lost out on the missiles right there. That was great. Oh, that's great. Okay. I'm happy about that. We managed to beat the competition even though we failed hard. So I think what I'll do is I feel like the tank is good, but again, this is not a good tank test. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Jita. We could even maybe do it perimeter because there's a lot of stuff here. Fury heavy missile. Nova Fury heavy missile. We're going to buy some of these. There's not. Why is this? I thought perimeter is supposed to have stuff, but there's nothing in perimeter nowadays. Like it's a wasteland here. I'm going to buy some Nova Furies. This is going to be most optimal for these. I also carry some Berserkers as well. Okay. So, or I think it's Berserkers they're called. The explosive drones, at least. They can use them to have the, most optimal damage type when we're up against the boss. Because the lowest is explosive here. Also have the 2 damage types. So for the Blood Raiders, we have the EM. Their lowest damage type is there. And then we've got for the Tetrimon, we've got the explosive. That'll be good. We got Berserker even over here. Heretic Cold Iron Skin. Is this worth anything? Can imagine, since the events occur, it's just they always go down and price these things. Jump here. And you know what we're going to also do? We're going to put a howitzer artillery, right, or a scout artillery right here to get some extra DPS as well. It's going to hardly be any difference, but I think it'll be fun just do a little bit, just that little extra. So we're going to put some Republic Fleet in here for the EM, and then we're going to put Republic Fleet Fusion. These are going to be the 2 damage types we're going to be using for the different factions. We're going to modify our Praxis right here. Remove this armor repair, because I feel like this armor repair was not necessary. I mean, just a little bit helped with those drones, but honestly, I feel like it's a bit of a waste. Okay, so 4 drones here. We'll remove these in here. 4 of these. Could maybe put some basic acolytes in here. Just to have some extra in case we were to ever need this. Like this. Now we just empty our loot into the cargo hold. Okay, so we've got this ammunition in here. Got the drones. Then we just need our artillery cannon. So I think probably what we could do is just start with the Kaldari Navy. And then when we come towards the end, we switch out to Fury so we have them ready for the boss. There will be more damage. So I think this is a good setup right here. If we were to put the Republic fleet, for example. Then we overheat. Almost 1.3k DPS. That's decent DPS going on right there. Save this to V2. And let's get out there and wreck some people. It's important to group your drones, explosive, and then we put these to EM. Then we can move these to like light. There we go. One good thing about the artillery cannon is that it's going to have good range, but also have very good alpha, so it'll just instantly do a lot of damage. So if we've got a competition going on, we'll instantly get a little bit of extra DPS. But I mean, if it's not like such a, if maybe just one person you're competing with, probably it would be better if I put like a neutron blaster cannon or something like that. It wouldn't surprise me if that's the case. Like for example, something like this might be better. Like something like this would probably be better because you get more DPS, but I think the alpha would be nice, and also the ability to choose the optimal damage type as well. Ichinuchi? It's not the Ichinumi, yeah. It sounds like Ikuchi, but it's or it looks a little. The word looks a little bit like Ikuchi, but the name is a bit different. Ichinumi. There's not a whole lot of people here, and then in fact there's no one here because you can see in range. Wait, never mind. Here, maybe? No, there's no one here. So this is good. We'll get a good tank test here because there's no one here. Great. So we'll reload now to Caldari Navy Nova because there's going to obviously be... this is where we're going to get some of the Tetramon guys. Best damage will then be explosive. We reload here to explosive ammunition as well for the boss. Get our Berserkers ready. We'll only use them for the boss though. Can't be bothered to use them for the normal one. Oh, there seems to be some people who already tried to do stuff, but okay. You know what? We've got a key card here, Tetramon base key, so we'll try to using this to go to the secure one. Shortcut. We'll see if we can, you know, get a little bit of a head start to the hardest waves, or we'll get a bit of a tank test here, so we won't have to waste as much time with these previous ones, and also that the other people are going to have to spend more time if they want to steal it from us. So we'll go in here, and again, this is what's nice about that MWD. But the NWD is also very punishing. The capacitor penalty is insanely bad. Can obviously use a bling one, which will be very cap stable then. But that's very expensive though. Jump here. What have we got here? So we're now directly into the last room. Consume that key card you saw there. And we'll get to work. Just going to destroy the biggest stuff first because they probably do the most amount of damage. Oracle especially, I think it does a lot of damage. Lock please. Let's see now. Damage type. You see, he does a lot of EM damage, this guy. I really want to attack the big people. There we go. This guy, 2 curses and soon in range. Okay, let's see how the tank holds. Our shields are dropping pretty quickly. Doing quite a bit of damage here with the explosive. Will hopefully go through him very quickly. Hehe. Can we even use an artillery cannon? Let's see now. Ooh, yeah, I think we got a nice hit right there. Because the Oracle is very big. It's an attack battle cruiser. Now we'll shred through these destroyers because we're using the Caldari Navy. Yeah, 500 damage right there. And their shields take a bit of time because they've got very high shield resist, but their armor will just melt because of how much damage we're doing. Okay, let's see now. We can even use the second one, and we're reacting over time. We can use the second repper as well. Save a bit of capacitor. Don't want to waste too much capacitor. But I'm pretty happy how this looks like here. I don't want to deploy these drones. They're just going to get shredded. We can go for the curse afterwards. He's doing a bit of tracking disrupting on us. Or with guidance disrupting. And that's a bit annoying when you've got the missiles. They'll just apply really badly to these small stuff. See here, guidance disruptor. Going to make us have shorter range and also worse application. You see the shield's taking a bit of time. Shield's taking a bit of time, but armor is just going to go down so quickly. Can you even maybe shoot an artillery cannon? Completely missed, so it's really only useful for the boss. If we had something like a blaster, probably it would be an option to use it here because of how the blasters have a lot better tracking than the artillery cannons. Blasters are one of the best tracking weapon systems. I think autocannons are better, but artillery cannons are one of the worst tracking. So you got like these two ends of the spectrum right here. Great thing about artillery is it got really good range, very high alpha. What's our DPS here? 700 DPS. They're probably like 500 DPS when you factor in reload time. But it's not that bad. It's not that bad. And it's good DPS as well. All gonna get hit. Hit on this guy. Let's try deploying our drone, see if it does anything. I just think that they're gonna get vaporized by these guys very fast. Okay, okay, now look there, he's already switched to my drones. Recall them, please. Recall. Can we do a little bit of an artillery cannon? Complete miss. Complete miss. And this guy had a lot of HP on him. He's actually a Tetrimon curse. It seems like it was better to use the EM damage here. Here we better to use thermal. It's a bit of a mix, to be honest. But the most important thing is to have a good damage type against the boss. Okay, second wave incoming. After this wave, it's going to be boss time. Crusader's going down a lot quicker than before. Take out this stupid curse. Or we can maybe reload to Caldari Navy Nova to be able to take out this curse quicker. Have our explosive drones take out this crucifier over here. He's not that far away, so it'll be easy to recall him in case, or recall these drones in case they take a bit of damage. Doing a bit of, oof, you see that? They're really wrecking that guy. Great thing about this battleship as well is just compared to battle cruisers, you have much more buffer. You can notice that the armor doesn't move as much because you have like a really big buffer to chew through before we start getting low. We don't even need to use the second rep, we just manage it a bit, but it'll take us a long time to run out of capacitor since we have a big cap pool right here. So here it feels like it's going quicker because he's got the low EM and also his shields is really low EM, so just it'll be really easy for this curse over here. What are the resist profiles here on these guys? Yeah, it's the explosive. It'll just shoot anyway. Have to do our best. One shot took out the shields. Yeah, look at that. We've got so cap stable right here. Or like armor stability, not cap stable. So we got this reactive armor hardener really helping us out. Barely even having to use a second repper. I'm very happy with the tank here. Very happy with the tank. The biggest tank test will be with the boss because that is when it's the hardest. And what we could do as well is to, because it seems like when the like third wave spawns in, then there's a bit of time where it takes for the until the boss spawns in. So you've got that whole wave plus the boss. You can see how well that fares. Okay, we're gonna go here Nova Fury now because we're going to have boss time soon. There might be someone coming nearby. No one's nearby. Public Fleet Berserker on this guy right here. See if we can put a bit of target painting going on to get some damage going on here. Hopefully his armor will go down. Oh, okay, yeah, he's got low explosives, so it'll be good. Yeah, look at that guy falling down fast. The drone's making quick work of him. And it's not completely insignificant DPS from the drones. It's obviously a lot less than our missiles, though. It's 200 DPS, something like that from these drones. So, yeah, annihilate this Augurer over here. Augurer. They have a very big buffer. Or usually the Navy one at least has a really big buffer to its armor HP. Can reload here. Recall drones. And wait a bit for the next wave to spawn in. Save Capacitor as well. There's the boss. Okay, there's no one else here. Thought there's going to be more NPCs here. Okay, let's see how the tank fares. Armor repairer. And again, this is the best case scenario for tank, or like best case scenario to test for tank, because we have the Tetrimon guys. We've got the EM armor hardener. This guy does primarily EM damage, but he also does a bit of thermal as well. And just in general, you know, these previous NPCs, they were doing other damage types. The Blood Raiders mainly do EM and thermal, but here is a bit more mixed. So it's not as tanky. It will not be as tanky as we are there because we've got the EM armor hardener only bonusing EM. But I mean, look at this. We don't even need this second armor repair, to be honest. We could have just put like a multi-spectrum here. You know, generally speaking, have more buffer. But it's nice to have this just in case, you know, just in case. You can see his resist profile. Explosive is the best. he is just annihilated really quickly. I'm not overheating because there's no one else here. No need to waste my module durability when there's no reason to do that. But that was super smooth. I am very happy. This fit does cost a bit of cash, almost 300 million, but I think it is a very solid one to say the least. And we're not using much bling at all. The only bling is this large cap battery. And this is like not even bling. This is just faction based, not worth it much more than any typical Tech 2 module. Ooh, 40 million for this skin, I think. Yeah. Very smooth, and I'm very happy. I'll post the link to this fit in the description down below. Hope you guys have happy hunting in the Crimson Harvest. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.